How's it going, my fellow shiny Pokemon? Shiny Snorlax here, bringing you guys some Pokemon Showdown OU fight. But before we do that, let's get to the team preview. We have Tyranitar, Choice Band, Unnerve, Ironhead, Break, Crunch, and Stone Edge. And we have Aegislash with leftovers, Stance Charge, Sword Stance, King Shield, Shadow Sneak, and Ironhead. And now we have Skarmory with leftovers, Steady, Whirlwind, Spikes, Stealth Rock, and Brave Bird. And then we have Blissey with leftovers, Natural Cure, Seismic Toss, Thunder Wave, Soft Boiled, and Ice Beam. And now we have Noivern with Choice Specs, Frisk, Air Slash, Hidden Power Steel, Draco Meteor, and Flamethrower. And up next we have Gengar, Choice Scarf, Levitate, Thunderbolt, Sludge Bomb, Focus Blast, and Shadow Ball. So yeah, that's basically it for team preview. And let's get to the battle. How's it going, everyone? Shiny Snorlax here, bringing guys the Pokemon Showdown OU fights. And let's get to it. I'll lead off with my Skarmory. Opponent leads off with its Tyranitar and gets up a Sword Sandstorm. Opponent Meg evolves it as I set up my Stealth Rocks, and opponent goes for a Dragon Tail for switching me out into my Aegislash. I switch out into my Tyranitar, hoping the opponent went for a Crunch, and the opponent goes for an Earthquake. Opponent goes for another Earthquake and takes out my Tyranitar, and I bring out my Aegislash. I knew I could survive an Earthquake, so I go for the Ironhead and get some good damage off on Tyranitar. I switch out into my Skarmory as the opponent goes for an Earthquake. The Sandstorm goes down, and I set up a layer of Spikes. The opponent goes for a Dragon Tail, and force switches me out into my Aegislash again. I go for a King Shield, just to see what the opponent was going to do, and the opponent goes for another Dragon Tail, and I get the attack lowered. Opponent goes for an Earthquake and almost takes me out, but I survive, and I go for an Ironhead and take out the Tyranitar. Opponent brings out its Talon Flame, and I go for a King Shield to see what it will do, and opponent roosts up a bit. I go for a King Shield, hoping that will work, but it fails, and opponent takes me out with a Flare Blitz. I bring out my Blissey, knowing it can take any hit, and the opponent goes for a Sword Dance, and I go for a Thunder Wave. Opponent goes for a Brave Bird, and getting a lot of recoil off, and I do survive, and I take out the Talon Flame with a Seismic Toss. Opponent brings out its Aegislash, and opponent goes for a Sword Dance, and I'll go for a Thunder Wave. I switch out into my Skarmory, knowing I can take any hit. Opponent goes for a Sword Dance. Opponent is paralyzed and cannot move, and I go for a Whirlwind for switching the opponent out into his Florgrass. Opponent goes for a Wish, and I go for a Brave Bird just to get some damage off. Opponent switches out into its Landorus Tyrant, and I originally predicted this Protect, so I decided to go for Spikes, but as you can see, I was wrong. Opponent goes for a Superpower, I get some damage off, and I set up my last layer of Spikes. I switch out into my Gengar, and as the opponent goes for a Rock Polish. Opponent goes for a Sword Dance, and I go for a Shadow Ball, getting a critical hit. Opponent switches out into its Florges, and I take it out with a Shadow Ball. Opponent brings out its Caracosta, and I switch out into my Skarmory, Opponent goes for a Stone Edge and gets some damage off. I decide to go for a Brave Bear just to pop that balloon. And opponent goes for a Stone Edge but misses. I decide to switch out into my Blissey, just hoping that I could take a hit, but opponent goes for a Stone Edge and gets a critical hit. I bring out my Gengar, and I go for a Shadow Ball, getting quite a bit of damage off on the Caracosta. Opponent goes for a Stone Edge and I do live. And opponent goes for a Protect, and I go for another Shadow Ball. I go for another Shadow Ball to take out the Caracosta, and opponent switches out into its Landorus Tyran. I go for a Shadow Ball, taking out the Landorus Tyran, and the opponent brings out its Aggie Slash. Opponent goes for a Shadow Sneak and takes out my Gengar, and I bring out my Noivern. Opponent goes for a King Shield, and I go for a Flamethrower. I go for another Flamethrower and get off some good damage, and opponent's balloon is popped. And opponent goes for a Swords Hands. Opponent goes for a Shadow Sneak, and I survive, and I go for a Flamethrower and finish it off. So yeah, that was a pretty decent battle. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to become a shiny Pokemon. And I'll see you next time.